Hi there, welcome to this very fancy room where I've just seen Dishonored, the new open-ended stealth action game from Bethesda and Arcane Studios. I just spoke to Harvey Smith and Raphael Colantonio, the designers on the game, about the challenges of putting together an open-ended game and the ideas behind it, as well as the kind of broader background of the new world they've created. That's right, guys. When you're building a game for, where players can approach a situation in a lot of different ways and where you're explicitly giving them a lot of freedom, do you ever feel tempted to enforce the more interesting approaches?
No, we hope that there's not a specifically more interesting approach than another. It's really like what we do is that we set up a space of possibility, basically, and a lot relies on the simulation. We let the characters on patrols, we let them loose, and then they might be distracted by a rat and try to stomp it, or like trying to look at a painting. We do all those paths so that you can come through the front door or one of the windows, or through a sewer by possessing a rat. And then we really let the player do whatever he wants, and then let's have fun.
So it's important then, I'm just thinking when I play open-ended games, I'm always sort of tempted to, there always seems to be a kind of critical path, which sometimes is the most logical from a player and a character perspective. Do you want to sort of knock people off that? You're saying to be distracted. Is that important?
I think we want people to be able to play the critical path if that's what they want, and or to be the completionists and eschew the critical path for all the side content. And to just play off of what you ask. We find that, there's, even amongst our team, there'll be some guy that says, oh, it's too bad this one power is the weaker power. And then some other guy on the team is like, whoa, wait a second, that's my favorite power. So there's a great deal of disagreement among players and even our teammates about what is the cooler approach versus another one.
Watching the trailer as well, you've got this character, the outsider, who says very specifically that, I think it's the outsider in the trailer, I'm going to guess, that his job is to kind of make things more interesting in giving these powers. And the thing that sparked in my brain was, is he kind of a game designer at that point?
It's funny, early on, we've gone through many iterations of what the outsider's personality was and what his goals are and all that. And he's this sort of amoral, non-judgmental figure who you can meet before your mission or after your mission, or it's the point you choose along the way. And he reflects whether you've killed the target or spared the target or gone there yet or you're about to go there. So we've written a lot of dynamic versions of his reactions to you. And we did joke along the way that he is speaking to the player, at some level directly.
Is that something that you feel like doesn't happen enough in games? I mean, obviously breaking the fourth wall is dangerous, but...
Well, I don't think it ever feels to most people like breaking the fourth wall. I feel like he's a legitimate character in the world, in the universe of Dishonored. It's only clever game critics and interviewers that notice things like that.
Okay, so there's obviously a very clear political angle to the world and the setting, very explicitly authoritarian. You're playing a character who's very powerful, and there's obviously a thrill to being a player patrolling someone who can teleport and possess people. Do they ever you may comment on it in the story, I don't know, but do they ever fight each other, those ideas, giving player lots of power versus commenting on power?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's one of the challenges that we have as game designers, is to tune that the right way, because of course, we want to make you feel powerful, give you a lot of those really cool powers, and the first iteration, the first reflex from a game designer is then to make sure that he prevents you from doing all those cool things, by some sub-rules. Instead, it's we had to elevate it's more like the encounters, so that it actually scales to your powers. And hopefully, it's still not, we're still the game is not finished yet, so it's still in tuning, but hopefully we're getting there.
So maybe just to wrap up, you've both worked on games that are like this before, and this is evolving an idea. Is there anything that Dishonored is giving you the opportunity to change or fix about the formula that you're particularly proud of?
Yeah, absolutely. Raph and I both worked in games 18 years. We both got into games because Ultima Underworld was our favorite game of all time. And you look at what he's done with Arx Fatalis or Dark Messiah Might Magic, and I worked on the Deus Ex games. We obviously love some combination here that you're alluding to. But I would say this is by far the best art team we've ever worked with. And the art, I'm just stunned by how good it is. So we've pushed our values as game designers in and as world creators. But Sebastian Mitton and his guys and Victor Antonov, like, wow, they bring something new to our little combination here.
Great. Well, thank you both for your time.
Thank you.